Welcome to the Menopausal Women's Show for Nutrition, Health and Wellness. And I am Michelle. And as a menopause coach, I work with women to transform their hormone health and well-being to achieve the life they want to achieve. Now, on this podcast, as you know, for the past year, I've been sharing research findings on hot topics, talking with other holistic healers, and share my own experiences to empower the women to take steps to a better lifestyle, improved energy and vitality. So, oh my word, this week is a solo episode. And how can it be nearly Christmas? Just where did it go? Where's the time gone? Today, I'm doing something a little different. Okay, because I'm going to really focus on the power of reflection and why it's such an essential part for people, women navigating menopause, but also more importantly, reflection for any of your friends and family that may want to reflect on their life in general and particularly this year. So, as we're drawing to the end of another year, you might want to just spend and carve out some time, perhaps go and take yourself out to a coffee shop to really reflect on what has happened, what are the learnings, and how we can grow next year to thrive, where we can really support our mind, body, and soul. So go and grab yourself a cup of tea, head out for a walk, or just listen and whilst you're driving, whatever you are doing, and let's have and dive in and take a look at this. So let's start off. Why does reflecting really matter? Now, menopause, if we're going to be specific to menopause, is described as a transition. But I know from my experience and from the people that I coach and from the people that I talk to at public speaking events, it feels like a storm. Hormonal changes, emotional ups and downs, and physical symptoms can leave us feeling so unbalanced, unmoored, and but equally, life in general can be like this, whether or not you're male or female, menopausal or not. Life can be really a roller coaster. So, if we pause for a moment and looked at this year as it's coming to a close and take stock, we can really then reconnect with ourselves. We can really reflect on what have we learned. What do we know now that perhaps we didn't know at the beginning of the year? I know that this year has been challenging for me and I've learned a lot. I also perhaps want to pose to people, what changes have we made this year? How do you feel now compared to a few months ago? Think of pausing and really reflecting to shine a light in all areas of your life. So, have a think about how your emotions are, your habits, what your values. When so much of us may feel out of control, particularly at this particular time of the year, with a lot of Christmas shopping, planning, New Year events, reflection gives us a power to choose how we respond, what we prioritize, and what we can let go of. And yet, I do want to stress that whilst we're talking about reflection, reflection does not have to wait until the end of the year. Reflecting, you could look at these questions and become a daily habit in part of your journaling. But I really think that taking that moment out of your very busy day to pause and reflect will show you how far you've come on your journey. So let's have a look in. What are the benefits? So reflection isn't just looking back. It's about making sense of where we are today and deciding where we want to go. Reflection can help us in understanding our emotions. What emotions have we struggled with this year? Is it been anxiety, sadness, anger? Reflection really helps you with those root causes to identify the root cause of the feelings. So I know from my experience, I've experienced a lot more anger this year, but I've reflected on that. Why is that? because I'm going through the grieving process. We can question whether these emotions are pointing to something in our life that needs attention. And that, as I said, I will shortly share some more experiences of mine and reflections from this year to help generate those ideas for you. So, reflection, one of the benefits is to understand our emotions. The other benefit of reflection can be a helping us to celebrate. So, we often focus on what's going wrong, but reflection gives us a chance to recognize what's going right. Maybe you started exercising more, maybe you've eaten better, or you're advocating yourself in new ways, or spending more time with self-care or people that light you up. So the benefit of reflection is what are you celebrating this year? Reflection can also clarify your priorities and where we want our focus to continue. So what matters to you most? Reflection helps with aligning with your daily choices, your values, your long-term goals. And the final benefit is reflection builds resilience. By taking time to reflect, you can identify patterns and learn from your experiences. And this makes it easier to face challenges with a sense of empowerment rather than overwhelm. So I'm hoping this is starting to trigger something within you because that's what we're here for. And I think I'm going to what what are my personal reflections this year? Now, I'm going to share my personal story with you because I'm hoping it's going to generate some thought process and help and support you. In February, my mother died very suddenly with no indication of illness leading up to her death, and subsequently, not all of her affairs were in order. Now, as I've mentioned, I never experienced such extreme anger as I have done in this moment. And I was angry for many weeks, and a lot of the loving, kind people around me experienced that. Yet, in a tough way, it needed and showed me that I needed to go to the root cause of my emotion and address it. Um, what did that mean? So the emotion was anger. What's the root cause of it? I had to acknowledge my childhood trauma. I had to acknowledge how disappointed I was within my own mother for not being a leading lady that actually loved and cared for me and protected me. And that was hard. That was quite emotional for me. But just by doing that, it reflected how I am, and I can see how much I've moved on, and that actually I am a leading lady. Um, which is, it may sound a bit bold, but I'm a leading lady. I found that my purpose in life, I found that I wanted to help and support others. I have ensured that my family have experiences that I'm there for them. I am paving the way with values for them, giving them good habits, nutrition, daily habits, self-care. I'm really leading from the front in my world to demonstrate my values. And from from my reflection, where I would control my emotion and fear through calorie counting, not enjoying engagements, punishing myself if I did enjoy something. I lived forever in a fear of scarcity of food and money. But being in December now and going through all these emotions and looking at the root cause and really trying to understand, I've come to December and I realize I'm not myself, my mum. Actually, I can trust my body. I can allow myself to enjoy my life and I can trust myself. But it's not all doom and gloom for me. Okay. I have a lot to celebrate too. Though I didn't realize throughout this year, and it's only through this reflection, I didn't realize until this time. So after going through experiences with my children this year, which at the time were not pleasant, I now have learned all about neurodiversity in terms of in relation to my children, because it's an absolutely broad subject. I understand my children in how they learn in better terms. I understand what their emotions are and how they still see the world. So from this, I'm supportive, calmer, and from that, our family has moved on. We've become stronger and we have strong values. Now, I can categorically tell you that's only a small step for us as a family. We have got a whole huge journey in front of us. However, just by making those connections this year, by learning, we've got a lot to celebrate because we are solid, and all I can see is us becoming bigger, bolder, and stronger as we move on. And again, your mind, body, and soul are all, as I've said this year, connected. So the emotion and the trauma that I've experienced this year has impacted my running. Yet, let me just look at this. I've achieved several events. I've supported others this year to achieve their goals. And I've given back to my community, both in the fitness world through helping people learn to run, but also in my corporate role. I equally have learned so much about this business. And this is not just podcasting, it is the hormone health. Looking from where I started to where what I know now, that includes that understand the money invested may not have been the right choice at the knowing what I know now, but it gave me the platform to start to learn and to grow and to serve my purpose. Now, I also am very much now completely converted that nothing will ever be perfect. Perfectionism is a word that should never be used. There will always be opportunities to just take one small baby step to be better than I was yesterday. I may not always get it right, and I know that's okay. And I may make choices that lead me to a different path that weren't the best. But what I do know is that I'm continually open to those opportunities and to learning, to feedback. But I think more importantly, I've learned that I will forever be grateful for my family and my friends that have been there for me and love me just the way I am. At the end of the day, everybody is unique. Everybody's soul's different. We're housed in this body. Everybody's lifestyle's different. And it is important that you love yourself. And it is important that you are perfect. You are whole and you are complete. No matter how hard days get, you are perfect, whole, and complete. So, where to next? Okay, for me and for you. Have I convinced you just to take a moment to reflect, to be kind, to acknowledge how far you've come, to acknowledge areas you know you want to address moving forward, and to start thinking about what support you may need to get there? Remember, one of the strong things I say is don't try to eat the whole elephant. Break it down into baby, sustainable, consistent longevity steps. For me, I've got some exciting times ahead. I'm taking a little break from podcasting, okay, to spend time with my family and to grow our unit with solid values and foundations. I will also be developing some great ideas and avenues that I found for my business so I can truly serve my purpose and be service to others. Um, watch out this space for a revitalized season 2. that may have a different slant to it, but I promise you will be jam-packed with fun, tips, and laughter. And finally, I'm going to continue focusing in my downtime on my own well-being and journey of acceptance and love for myself, and being led from my intuition and the heart. So, as always, if you wish to connect with me, visit my website, www.michellewells.co.uk. Okay, because if you need some help shaping those new goals, values, and journey, then book a free discovery call with me. And as I said, I've got some new exciting packages. So we've got like a power hour, a 6-week program, 4-week program, I think. I can't remember quite, but lots more available to you. So therefore, I would like to wish you all a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and just take a moment to reflect, be kind, enjoy, and be grateful for everything you have today.